So welcome back to the evening show. Now, before the break, we were talking to Owen Corrie about getting away, maybe lying on a beach. A little bit of sunshine, wouldn't that be nice? So now we're going to talk about getting into shape for that beach. And we have Kilian Fisher with us now. And he's going to tell us what to look out for if we're joining a new gym or health club. You're very welcome, sir.
Right. Good evening, Jimmy.
Great to have you here. Now, you're from ILAM. Tell us a little bit about that august body.
Okay. We basically would be the industry body representing gyms, swimming pools, leisure centres, clubs right across the country. And that's public centres, commercial, private and so on. So it's every type of facility.
Give us an idea of the size of that whole industry.
There's about 600 sort of dedicated centres in Ireland. I mean, there's a lot of community centres. Some of them have small gyms and that as well. But we'd count really 600 kind of dedicated centres.
Right. And are these monitored for safety? Are they monitored for hygiene all the year round?
No, unless they have the ILAM White Flag Award, which is the only standard in Ireland. There's actually no legislation in the area whatsoever.
It's frightening, isn't it?
It is. And even though we're obviously a members' body, we represent the industry, but I mean, our members want to have standards there. And that's why we developed the White Flag Award, because there's general health and safety legislation like you have in any business, but there's nothing specific for a swimming pool or leisure centre or a gym.
But I have to say, any sort of facility I've been in has been pretty good now, I must say. I mean, people do keep an eye on their premises, don't they? So go into this white flag thing in more detail. I mean, we're I suppose, more au fait with the idea of the white flag for the beach. But for the gym, tell us how it all works.
Basically how it works is it started primarily as a kind of a hygiene environment award, but over the years developed to be fully comprehensive. So the things, I mean, looking from a consumer or user point of view, I mean, the things you would want if you're going to a gym is you want staff who are going to be trained and qualified. You want them to be able to train you properly, give you proper advice. So part of the white flag is making sure that not only those staff are qualified, but they're continually trained, they're continually updating themselves. So if you go to a fitness class, an aerobics class, if you go into a gym, they're going to induct you properly, they're going to show you how to use the equipment properly. And to be honest, I have to be honest, like within the industry, that doesn't happen in every facility or every gym. So we're trying to make sure that that's one of the things, one of the aspects of the white flag.
Because I know if I'm absent from my gym for any length of time, my lovely instructress, Gillian, will always do a complete check, blood pressure, everything, to make sure that you're ready to go back. So, I mean, there is a huge safety aspect to this, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, we tied up with Aviva over the last couple of years, and what they were very keen on was the whole safety side. I mean, even though we had developed a white flag right across everything, so cleanliness, training, water quality and so on, when we actually started looking at it purely from a health safety point of view, we actually found that over 90% of the criteria have some safety aspect. Because I mean, if you're going into a facility using a swimming pool, I mentioned there's about 600 facilities. About 500 of them have swimming pools or spa pools. Now, I want to encourage people to go swimming, by the way, so we don't want to put them on.
No.
But at the same time, there are dangers there. We have to say there's dangers in the water quality. There are also dangers in supervision. So again, part of the white flag standard is saying, there must be certain levels of supervision there. And there has been a number of drownings, unfortunately, in Irish pools over the last few years. So, we want to try and make sure there's none, and that's really the safety standards are brought up to a good level and a high level.
And a more minor detail around pools as well. Some of them make you wear the silly little hats and some of them don't. So what's that all about?
I suppose I'd be a little bit careful here. I mean, to be honest, wearing swimming hats, I'll probably get shot for this, are not really any great barrier to the pool water cleanliness.
Right.
The big thing, and one thing I'm really trying to encourage people to do, is to shower before going into the swimming pool. And a lot of pools are very good and really trying to encourage people, trying to educate when schools come in and say to children, really important you shower beforehand. Because without getting too graphic, if you think about, you've
had a rough day.
Rough day, you're sweating, you've perfumes, you've whatever. Think of all that coming into the swimming pool. So the big message really is, and again, it's not a criterion of white flag, is to make sure that showers are accessible before you go into the pool, not just after, to have the education, the notices up. And the best way is through schools. A lot of the pools have school swimming, and it's getting the swimming teachers to then educate the pupils as to how important it is, they start badgering their parents when they go swimming. Oh no, mommy, daddy, you have to go for a shower, you have to clean yourself off.
Yeah.
It's the best way of educating.
Yeah.
Most pools do have good water quality, but it's a hard thing to get the balance right, particularly when they're very busy pools, you've got a lot of people coming in. So it is important that the staff are trained, that they're managing the pool correctly, and there's a lot in the chemistry, there's a lot goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
If you ever go into a plant room of a swimming pool, there's a lot of machinery, a lot of equipment involved. So they have to be trained properly and qualified to use that.
But this time of the year is the time for making all the promises. I'm going to work out 3 times a week after Christmas and lose all that weight, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, if you're joining a gym or a new health club or whatever, should you be looking out for a white flag? Seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the one thing I would say, we have, there's 89 white flags awarded last year. That's not to say that the standard of the other 500 plus are below par.
Yeah.
But we want them to all come into the white flag to basically prove and put the flag up and say, look, we can prove we're meeting the standard. We're as good as Joe Bloggs around the corner. The message I said at the beginning is there's no legislation. So the reason we keep pushing the white flag is because anybody going into a gym, if you want to know those staff are properly qualified, if you want to know the pool water is safe, if you want to know the gym equipment's being maintained properly,
yes,
the only way you can do that is by that flag basically flying.
Yes.
There might be a lot of other facilities, and there is a lot of other facilities that are good, but we just want them to come in and basically show the standard and prove they're up to that.
Okay. Everybody's always looking at costs as well, particularly going into this time of austerity. So are the health clubs, are the gyms responding? Are they bringing down prices at all?
They are. There's always resistance in any business, obviously, not to reduce price and try not to. But obviously, with the economic times, as we're all kind of sick of talking about it, we are on that. We are on that. There is high levels of unemployment and so on. The good news is that usage in gyms and pools has actually started climbing steadily back up. I mean, over the last 2 years, there has been a bit of a decline, but it's actually coming back up. And in a lot of the clubs we're talking to, the usage is way up on what it was over the last couple of years. And the reason being, answering your question, is because they have reacted to the market. There's more daytime use now. They're adapted to more pay and play, the more month-to-month type memberships. Yeah. So rather than tying somebody in for 12-month direct debit, a lot of clubs are offering a lot more options now. So you don't have to necessarily commit for 12 months. You could do a month-to-month. You could do pay and play in some facilities. So they are adapting. And yes, prices in some cases have come down, particularly the higher-end ones have come down.
Okay. Most people, before they do anything now, would check their computers and do a bit of research. What's the best thing to do before you actually sign up to a gym?
Before you sign up, go along, ask for a free trial. Most gyms, most facilities will offer a free trial. It might be try the class, it might be even a day pass. Go and try out the activities that you like to do. Some people are more interested in gym, some in the pool, some in classes. Try them out, have a look around, see how clean the facility is, talk to the staff, ask what type of induction you're going to get, what type of programs you're going to get, find out exactly what's included, because there are a lot of differences in different gyms.
Right.
You want to make sure you're going to get value for money. And you have to be realistic. How often are you actually going to use the facility? So what's the best type of membership for you?
Okay. Wise words indeed. Thank you very much, Kilian, for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you, Jimmy.
And now that's our lot for this evening. Do join us tomorrow for a meningitis special. Join us for that. Thanks.